So I'd like to thank everybody for showing up to my class today. All right, so the class that we're having today is going to be over home fire escape plans. So this class is about 10 minutes. So I'd like to thank you for coming out and taking the time, and then we're going to kind of go over some things to make sure that you guys have a home escape plan in your own homes, or if you don't have one, what it takes to actually create one to keep you and your loved ones safe when you're at home. All right?
All right.
So say a little bit about myself. My name is Chris Christian. I'm with the Frisco Fire Prevention Office, and what I do is fire inspections and fire investigations. So usually out talking to the community and everything and starting to make sure that they are aware of what fire codes are out there and what things that they could be doing to keep themselves safe, but also on the back end of that, that if there was a fire, they're the ones that also show up and try to figure out what happened and what we can do to try to prevent it from happening next time. So to start this off, I'm starting a timer right now. That's going to be about 2 minutes. So during those 2 minutes, yes,
Is there gonna be time for questions?
there will be time for questions at the end. But right now, while the 2 minutes is going on, I want you guys to picture your own homes and where your exits would be out of your homes. Think of where your primary exit would be, or your secondary exit might be. And then if there's anything that you can think of that's in your homes that will probably, might be a tripping hazard, might need to be moved out of the way, what you can do different. And if any one of those are blocked, thinking about what other areas you can use to get out of your homes. And then we're just supposed to talk about it. So we're just talk about it amongst each other. So if I need to get started, I will. So while we're talking about it and you're thinking about that, so for me, I think about my front door as my primary exit. And then again, also my back door to my home as a secondary exit. I have another door that leads through my garage as another possible exit. Your windows. What about you guys?
Is this question time?
It's my question to you guys.
I have a house also with a back door and front door, so I don't think we have another extra exit.
Thank you.
Your window.
But yeah, windows also and the two doors lead to
That's
the
my
garage, and
primary.
then from the garage
you.
takes you out to the,
You could have a window ladder.
Yeah.
yeah, it's only one story.
You could still have a window ladder.
You could. You actually could still have a window ladder if you.
Oh, I'm not in this class.
I'm not.
You are now. You're in the room. You're in the class.
My primary
I do
exit
two of
is
them?
my window, cause I'm a squatter.
Because you're a squatter.
That's right.
Man, all right. I gotta keep that in mind.
Okay, question.
Hmm?
This applies for a family in the house, right? What if I have my own family?
What if you're your
Yeah,
own
by
family?
myself.
Then you just worry about yourself.
So yes, so you were worried about yourself and make sure that you know how to get out of your home safely and where all your exits are. And if there is anybody else that does live in the home, like I said, for everyone else, then you make sure that they are also very aware of where all the exits are and even your meeting spots. So what I'm giving you is an example of what these fire evacuation plans are supposed to look like. Because I want you to kind of take this, think about your own home, and if you don't have a fire evacuation plan, what it takes to create one in your homes. So that was 2 minutes of us talking about just what our fire evacuation plans should.
You talking.
Actually, it was all of us. We were kind of like discussing it, also about your homes. But this is also to inform you guys that in 120 seconds that we had of discussing the different ways in the homes, this is about the same amount of time that you would have to escape if there was a fire in your home. So that was the whole point of that whole 2 minutes and setting a timer to show you that the 2 minutes goes by pretty quick if you had a fire in your home. So you don't really have a whole lot of time to actually get out of your homes if you had a fire, because the fire's probably going to grow pretty quickly and you're going to have not much time to exit and get out of it. It's part of the thing. So a couple of the things that we're going to talk about going over these home fire escape plans.
Oh, okay, I hear about it, yes, but then.
So by the end of this, we should be able to explain the importance of home fire escape plans and talking about having at least 2 ways out of every room. So How many of you thought about your windows as being an exit out of your home? No? So don't see the windows as being a possible scenario.
I think about it every day.
Think about it every day. Well, I don't want you to jump right out of it, especially if there is no emergency. So, but if any one of your primary or secondary exits are blocked, like your front door, your back door, a door through the garage, or anything like that, your windows could be considered an exit out of the home in the case of an emergency.
Would you recommend these windows as an
I
exit?
don't know if I would recommend these windows. That would have to be like a last resort, because these windows, I don't think that they open. And then right on the other side of that window, I'm not 100% sure what's on the other side of that. I think there's a little overhang right in front of the front door right down there. I think. I'm not 100% sure. So, leaving from up here, upstairs, I know we have this stairwell here, and really, if that is blocked, there's no real way that we're getting through there, because I think there's another set of stairs on the other door.
Yeah, that
I guess
doesn't
that
lead
goes to there.
anywhere.
That doesn't lead anywhere.
Mhm.
See, I haven't even been to those stairs. So, we just hope and pray that the sprinkler system works like it's supposed to in this
Mhm.
building, giving us a chance to get down there. Along with that fire extinguisher, everything that we can to try to help get downstairs if we're up here, because this is our only set of stairs, and like I said, that window I think would be like a last resort. So that's what I would do for this area.
Thank you.
No problem. All right. So what are some of the ways that we could use for getting out of the home? We've already kind of talked about it. Doors, windows. So think about when you're drawing your emergency evacuation plan, escape plan with your homes, is that at some point in each room you have 2 ways out of the home. Again, that was 2 ways out of your home. All right. So keep that in mind. All right, so you want to actually test all those possible ways and make sure that all your windows and doors actually open and close like they're supposed to easily. That you have tried to open all of those windows and doors. That you didn't just look at them and say, hey, there's a window over there. I would use that as an evacuation if I needed to. Actually test them. Open the window. Make sure that you can't open and close them. Make sure that the other family members in your homes know how to get out of those windows and doors. What are some examples of things that might block one of the ways out?
Furniture.
Furniture could block one of the ways out.
Kangaroos.
Kangaroos, if you happen to have them in your area, I mean, they can be a little ferocious, a little vicious, and could possibly block your way out. I was thinking more so like trees and bushes and stuff outside of windows.
Bars on your windows.
Bars on your windows could block your way. Yeah, so these are all things that I could possibly see as being a possibility. Kangaroo, I don't know. Depends on where you live, I would think. So how much time would you think it would take away in seconds to have for you to escape if those things were in the way? I think probably just a few seconds. If you have to like climb over furniture, or I mean the burglar bar ones, I think you're going to be stuck with that one.
Could take too much time.
It take too much time, and like I said, those are all seconds that count. That can mean life or death. So just keep that stuff in mind when evaluating your exits. So make sure that you have an outside meeting place that is in a safe distance away from the front of the house. Again, that is an outside meeting place that is a safe distance away from the house. So we just want to keep that in mind when we're evaluating that, because this will help the firefighters find you. So, and then I also want to go into testing it with your smoke alarm. So when you hit your smoke alarms and sound it to make sure that everyone gets out of the building. So you want to make sure that if your smoke alarm does not sound when you test it, that you install a new battery. Again, if it does not sound when you first test it, first thing you should do is install a new battery. Now, if that still doesn't work, then you want to actually get to the point of replacing the whole smoke alarm. But for the most part, we have now covered everything. Along with your handouts, those should be something that should help when creating your own fire escape plans. I've given you an example of what one should look like, so keep that in mind when you're evaluating your own fire escape plans. And at this point, been 10 minutes, so anyone has any questions?
I do.
Hmm?
So, as a fire inspector investigator, what do you usually do with all of your spare time during your workday?
Well, I'll tell you right now, I don't have a whole lot of spare time. I wish I did, because for me, it seems like when I'm not doing inspections, I'm usually writing a report for something. Do a lot of report writing.
So, what would you say is the average amount of times that you redo a report for a fire investigation?
I've actually gotten down to the point of it usually comes back to me once. But it took a while to get to that point.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions?
No, sir.
All right, well then, if you don't mind, I have this short 3-question test. You guys wouldn't mind taking that for me, and then that would. Thank you.
Ooh, I think I got it. Should we put our names on?
I don't know if you really need to.
I'm gonna put my name on it.
But while they're filling out the test, that concludes my class. Thank you guys for showing up. I do appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.